strong magnitude 3.8 earthquake shakes Florida and Alabama today. This is an area of magma under the area. As we know, we have recently discovered asphalt volcanoes there, underground volcanoes spewing tar, asphalt, and this is in the Gulf of Mexico. And we've even had earthquakes today in Tennessee. As we'll see, we have, of course, Tennessee, the Smoky Mountains do have volcanoes there. Let's go take a look at the maps to find out what the shaking intensity looks like and what cities could have been shaken, even though not many people have reported feeling this. Now, this is what the asphalt tar volcanoes look like in the Gulf of Mexico. As you can see, you have the magma chamber coming out and somehow finding a weak area where it can spew out this tar, this asphalt, and most of the time, because of the water pushing it down, it looks like tar. This area looks like tar lilies, and this has been recently found in 2014 in the Gulf of Mexico. And this is what a tar lily looks like in the Gulf of Mexico. It's by Woods Hole Oceanographic Inst from Wikipedia. And let's take a look at the shake intensity now. We are in Seismo Berkeley. This is just a 2.1 magnitude that we had a shallow earthquake in Tennessee. But this is the way we have, this is actually the area of Mississippi, as we know, the biggest river here in the United States. And a little bit further up, you have Lake Erie, Lake Ontario, and the St. Lawrence River. This is the area of the New Madrid seismic zone. And there's this is the area just a little bit left for it to crack. And this is sloughing off southeast. And it should be actually called New Madrid Rift Zone because this is a failed rift and it's increasing its, well, it's continuing its movement towards the southeast. Now, this also is an area of a very huge mantle plume full of magma. The magma goes into a horseshoe shape over the Great Lakes. The eastern part is on this area here on the New Madrid seismic zone, and the western part goes through this way in the central United States and through the Dakotas, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, and then swings a little bit towards New Mexico and Arizona. And this is magma. Now, this is also causing the basin and range area here spreading out. At one point, Lake Superior was a lot closer to Wyoming and Yellowstone, but all this is spreading out because there's magma there. The geologists don't know where that magma comes from, but that's about 1 billion years old. Now, let's look at this. This is the area of the asphalt volcanoes, the tar volcanoes in the Gulf of Mexico. And let's go look at the map of the location of the earthquake right here above Pensacola, Florida, and at Montgomery, Alabama. And this is, oh, sorry, I just wanted to go into our shake map area. Okay, this is the topography showing us that it's south of Birmingham. It's around Jackson, Mississippi, and Tallahassee. Now, if we go into the aerial, we'll see if we extrapolate these lines, obviously all these cities should have shaken, should have rattled. Tallahassee, New Orleans, Jackson, Birmingham, if not even Atlanta. Now, here we go again. Let's put, okay, this was about 15 UTC, was about 3 o'clock, and the 3 o'clock is about 9 o'clock in the morning. That's why I guess a lot of people did not report feeling it, because of the fact that maybe they were busy going to work, waking up, whatever. 122 people reported feeling it to the USGS, and this is what it looks like, as we said before. The aerial again. Now, what goes on there? First of all, let's look at the, come in a little bit more so we could see the asphalt volcanoes. You can see those little blobs there. Those are the asphalt volcanoes, very clearly seen. and you could see a lot more here. But these are the ones that are very clearly seen. Okay, that's what they look like. All these blobs are tar, and we shouldn't be surprised because of the fact that Texas is full of oil. And wherever you have coastlines and mountains, you are sure to find oil. Now, I'm surprised that people have not drilled off the coast of California to find oil, because I'm sure that they will find a lot of oil there. Now, we do have asphalt volcanoes on the west coast too. We have methane volcanoes as well on the west coast, methane faults and methane ejections. The same thing on the east coast. The east coast also has these 30 undersea volcanoes, the seamount here. The east coast seamount heading into the area of Maine and Rhode Island. So this is where we have today, and we can go and see what's happening there as far as the geology. Most of North America, east of the Rocky Mountains, has infrequent earthquakes. Here and there, earthquakes are more numerous, for example, in New Madrid seismic zone, centered on southeast Missouri, and the Clairvaux-Kamarusca zone east of Quebec, eastern Quebec, New England, New York, Philadelphia, Wilmington. We even had Rhode Island earthquakes. These past few months, we've had a lot of earthquakes on the East Coast. Most of the enormous region of the Rockies to the Atlantic can go years without an earthquake large enough to be felt, and several U.S. states have never reported damaging earthquake. Earthquakes east of the Rocky Mountains, although less frequent than in the West, are typically felt over a much broader region than earthquakes of similar magnitude in the West. East of the Rockies, an earthquake can be felt over an area more than 10 times larger than a similar magnitude earthquake on the West Coast. It would not be unusual for a magnitude earthquake in eastern or central North America to be felt by a significant percentage of the population in many communities more than 60 miles from its source. A magnitude 5.5 earthquake in eastern or central North America might be felt as much by much of the population to about 300 miles from the source. So this one here, this is 100 miles, 100, 200, 300 miles from the source would be all this. 100, 200, 300, all this, taking in even the Mississippi Delta, okay? This would be 300 miles up to here. So all this would have been felt. All of this. Houston, Memphis, Nashville, Atlanta, Jacksonville, Orlando, Tampa. So all of you there, please be very careful, and I'll leave links below for you for this. Thank you for your support. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.